This is Ace from Delta 2 Alpha. We're going to be showing you some stuff from our cheating death segment. One of the biggest complaints that I hear from people who are active, whether they're climbers or sports guys, martial artists, fighters, is always their elbows, whether it's some type of quote-unquote climber's elbow, golfer's elbow, or tennis elbow. We can go through and kind of fix that all the same way. So what we're going to be focusing on is mainly the issues happen with brachialis and at pronator teres. So shout out to Kelly Starlet. We're using his voodoo floss for this. You get that over at Rogue. If that's not available for you for a variety of reasons, you can go into your local sporting goods store, bike supply store, get the widest inner tube that you can from a bicycle, cut the valve out of it, and we go from there. So we have the voodoo floss. I have a smaller band that I just keep rolled up like that. This is with me, pardon me, whenever I travel, because it's that powerful. This is a highlighter. You can use a stick. You can use just something strong enough. And then we have a large container. Shout out to Revolution for this bulldoze rushed. We'll find out why that's important in a couple seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a hold of this down here so that we can wrap our own elbow. Now, because this is essentially a rubber tensor, as it comes up, we're creating compression. Right? So as we come around and we get it over itself, we want about 50% overlap. I can let go down there and I'll tack. So we're going to come over top and get that stretch. Now we want to tack this down pretty well. So we're going through, you can see the compression, that brachialis. We can see we're going over to the bicep, over top of that pronator teres in there, and into the lower bicep insertion. Come up and across. We keep wrapping. So we're going to be doing some fairly targeted work once this gets up here. Now, when you buy the voodoo floss from Starlet, we'll have a little extra. That's fine. Just loosen it up on that last little bit. It stays nice and tight. Feed that back through. We're good to go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hook this on our dowel. I'm going to step on top of the hobbit feet. And I'm going to have that elbow bent so it forces the isolation. And then I'm just going to do a supination. And we're going to go to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to take this, turn this around. I'm going to go through and do some pronation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then with all of the activities that we do, we typically get overdeveloped flexors, so we hit those extensors. Hang on, it's a wider piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And about that point, you're ready to get this thing off right now. So as that comes off, wind up feeling a bunch of fluid rush back in. My elbow may not have felt like it had ever been straightened in like the last 2 years. And get that to work. So sometimes some people get some bruising. I myself don't bruise like a peach, but if you're some type of ginger or something like that, that may be an issue for you. Women especially will bruise. Starting to see that the blood's rushing back in. There's no pain at that point. So I already did this other side earlier. So we're going to go through and show you the second round that we do on that, and it's a little bit quicker. So just come up, wrap across, bring this around. Like I said, as soon as we get it to tack onto itself, it'll stay in place. We can let go. Second round, I really like to crank it down. It starts to fold over a little bit like that. As soon as it does, that's how we know that we need to go through and bring this over. Tack it with our knee. Bring it over. Tack with our knee. Bring it over. Tack it with our knee. Now I don't need to really go any higher for this next step. So I'm just going to take this, bring it around loose, and just tie it in on itself. So there is a fair amount of pressure here. And what we're doing is we're taking all those tissues and compressing them down and forcing them to slide over each other. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna bring this up like I'm doing a bicep curl. I might even push it. I'm gonna bring that out like I'm doing a muscle up and go down. And there's that turning that does this. Right, we'll also go the other way. And then I'm also going to take this and I'm going to rotate it out. Right, facing me, down, facing me, down. Getting that extension. If you're having issues with your elbows, those two sets, really big, do one each day. And finally, we just finish it up on top of the table. Take that hand, turn it around, put that here. And I want to start ease, and then I'm going to have it so my fingers are facing more in and my palms facing, or my elbow pit's facing more out, and really stretch out that pronator teres. Especially for climbers, this really seems to be the issue. And that's it. Do that for a week or so. You'll notice an immediate difference in your elbow the day you do it, and after a couple weeks you won't notice it anymore. But that doesn't mean stop doing it. It means you can go back to doing it once a day or once every couple days. Keep at it. Ace out.